generation of people that were never told don't tell people that you fuck their mom, because now all those people are online and nobody told them not to say that shit. It's crazy. I have no idea where all these kids came from that have no supervision or any structure to know what to say or what not to say.
It's the same kids too. And Devin, you and I both have dealt with this. Like when they come in and they're talking their parent into buying them GTA 5, and we have to tell them, like, you can literally have sex with women in first person point of view and all that stuff, and you can buy drugs, and you can straight up beat someone to death with a pipe.
Well, he says he just wants to race with his friends online. I'm sure he says that, but what he's going to do is he's going to go to the online digital strip club, and he's going to hang out, and he's going to make it rain on digital strippers. Like, that's in the game. That's in the game.
He's going to go pick up a prostitute, do the thing, and then beat her to death to get his money back. Like, and like these kids are all, you can turn that off. Like, first of all, no, you can't. But it's what always blew my mind is the parents like, oh, he's seen worse, or oh, he's used to it. Like, he's 10.
Why? Is it bring your kid to work day at the strip club? Because that's not a normal thing to say he's seen that before.
Or he's seen worse.
So go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah. I had an 8-year-old. The lady came in, and I read her the riot act for GTA 5. Read her the riot act. Yeah, oh, it's okay. He's going to get good grades in school now. Threw the game at her, walked into the back, closed the door, and literally bounced my head off that steel door.
I had a kid go into a full-on, and this is just comparing GTA stories here. I had a kid going into a full-on I hate you meltdown in the middle of my store, and it's one of my favorite GameStop stories, and I'm taking this opportunity to tell it because I love it so much.
Yes!
Kid comes in with his grandma. This kid had to have been 10 at most. Comes in with his grandma to buy GTA 5. I'm like, listen, I'll sell you this game, but I have to do a song. Oop, knocked over my pop filter. I had to do a song and dance to tell you about all the sex, drugs, and rock and roll in this game. And the kid instantly comes in with like, oh, you can turn that off. I'm like, no, you can't. He's lying to you. And I'm going to tell you why. So like I go through the whole thing. I'm like, you can pick up prostitutes. They put first person point of view into the game. You can go to a strip club. You can do this. You can do that. At one point in time, you actually torture a guy. Like you straight up have him tied to a chair. You beat his knees with a pipe wrench. You hook him up to a car battery. You waterboard him. And the kids over here like, you can turn that off. I'm like, no, you can't. That's part of the story. You have to do that to progress in the story. And this woman's like, I am not buying him this game. Like, that's the right answer. Thank you.
That's the point. That's why we're talking
Parent of the year.
This kid goes into the whole, but dad would let me have it. She's like, really? Your father, my son, your father would let you have this game. He's like, yeah, he said I could have it. She's like, all right, cool, let's call him.
That's why your mom
she's standing at the front. Probably. She's standing at the front of the cash wrap, and she's calling him, and her phone volume's up loud enough that I can hear this guy, right? So she tells him everything I just told him word for word. And I just hear him yell into the phone, dear God, no, do not buy him that game. Like, yes, good parents, cool. So she hangs up. She's like, I'm sorry, bud. Your dad said no. And this kid loses his fucking mind immediately. Starts stomping around, throwing stuff. I hate you. I hate my dad. I hate you. I hate the store. Like storms to the back of the store and starts standing there crying. And his grandma walks back like, buddy, I'm sorry. Your dad said no. And he's like, I hate him. I hate you. And like runs out of the store. I'm like, you know what, man? Well, this is the highlight of my whole GameStop
honestly,
career.
I think that's on Rockstar. And so I was only thinking about that since you were talking about it. The shit that's in the main campaign is stuff that you cannot turn off. It's part of the game. If they were to just release Grand Theft Auto Online separately and let the kids go online and play their online rain tracks and stuff, like you could do that, but they didn't. The only way to play Grand Theft Auto Online is to get the full game, and all that other shit is in there. So what do you want us to do, man? We're not going to raise your kids for you. We're not going to babysit your kids. Don't drop them off and say, can they just stay here and you can just watch them? No, I'm not. You're not paying me to babysit your kid at all, ever.
I had a woman get real mad at me. I had a woman get mad at me for not babysitting her kid. She's like, is it okay if he sits and plays this game interactive? I'm like, yeah, that's what it's there for. And then she left. I didn't realize she was leaving. So then the kid was like for that 10 minutes, and he left. And I didn't stop him because it's not my job.
Not your kid, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to stop kids from leaving the store.
Yeah,
pretty sure it's in the handbook.
It'd be kind of creepy if you did.
Yeah.
But he leaves and she comes back. Like he went this way and she went that way. So she comes back. She's like, "Oh, where's my kid?" I'm like, "I don't know. He went that way." She's like, "You were supposed to watch him." I'm like, "No, not my job."
Yeah,
and she got
not daycare.
Really mad because I let her kid leave the store. I'm like, "I don't know what you want from me, dude.
Nope.
I'm not a babysitter."
All right, Sammy, what else you got?
We touched on GTA because that's probably like my worst customer story, to be honest with you. That's not gaming related. I do have a funny customer story that's not gaming related if you guys want to hear it later on. It's hilarious. Biggest thing is, I think gaming, being toxic in the gaming community is first and foremost, parents not understanding ratings. Like, it is rated T for teen and M for mature, 17 and up, for a reason. And maybe we should have a come to Jesus meeting about it. I'm sorry. Maybe we should learn about these.
Yeah, man. Why they are, what they matter. And like Jet, I think that you probably on your cash wrap and probably on your wall, I think that we used to have some ESRB kind of explainers. This is what this means. So, you know, we're doing our part to try to educate the parents of like, this is why you shouldn't buy Grand Theft Auto. This is why it's totally fine for you to buy any FIFA game or NBA 2K game. Like, sports games are typically okay. Anything with a gun is probably not okay.
For example, there's a lot of really nice titties in Witcher 3.
For sure are, Sammy. Sure are.
Just segment into that story.
But no, like, it's, I'm sorry, but like, that's why game ratings are important.
It's true. I don't know if I ever did a good of a job at defending The Witcher 3 as I did Grand Theft Auto, because Grand Theft Auto 5 has just got so much shit into it. But like, Witcher 3 has brothels, so it's not...
You put a baby in the fucking oven.
Well, I mean, you know, whatever. You know, we didn't make the game.
You know, your parenting style's your own. It's fine.
Yeah, it's your kids. Do what you want.
YOLO. Your body, your choice. Just kidding. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
So, I mean, just having those conversations with the public and with the community, and from a retail standpoint, and we've touched on it a lot as a female in the community, just being treated as a sex object, or my knowledge isn't valid because it didn't come from a man.
Yeah.
Or like the console wars. I have employees that work with me that are all about, they call it the PC master race.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most stupidest fucking thing in the world. I'm sorry.
So it's impressive, like and I've only understood it recently since I'm into video editing and all that. Like it's only been recently that I've understood like modding, you know, your ability to take a whole new set of animations and graphics and tell the game that you're playing, hey, I don't want you to look at what the game told you to use for these. I want you to look at this stuff that I designed, and I want you to put that in the game. It's crazy that you see all these Grand Theft Auto mods, that you see the DeLorean in there, and like the Avengers were in there, and Superman's in there, and all this crazy stuff that you can do. It's like fascinating, and you can't really do that on console. So I get how there's some things that you can do on a PC that you can't do anywhere else, but like at the end of the day, you're playing games. Yeah, you can toggle yours up more or mine down more, but like I work in video editing. I have a pretty good gaming or pretty good rig to edit on, but I spend all of my time on my computer. What I don't want to do is finish work and then recreate on my computer. I want to go sit on my couch. I want to go play my console. Like, I want to do that stuff. I've just never really bought into the PC Master Race thing. Like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. Yeah, you can build it to do whatever you want to. And there's a lot of limitations on console modification. But I don't care. I'm a gaming consumer. Like, I'm a console gamer, and that's totally fine for me. It would be cool if they could do more to modify the PlayStation 5, but like if they don't, it's fine. I don't care. Give me the console that's going to run what you want me to run on it, and I'll play that. And then if I want to spec out my PC to do more shit, I can, but I probably won't. It's just never really appealed to me like that.
And to
but
go
you
along with
spend
that
more
too,
money upkeep. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I think I was going to make the same point you're getting ready to. Is like PC gaming. I don't necessarily want to, it's more expensive, to be honest with you. Like I'm on my second build for my PC. My first one ran me almost $800. And then just, beginning of last year, I think is when you and me and our buddy Cam made a trip to Micro Center because I had my graphics card was crashing. My motherboard, I think, died on me. Like I had to replace a bunch of shit, and that's another $600-700 I dropped on it. Like you can argue that the consoles themselves are that much too, but in the long run I think it's more expensive to be a PC gamer because you're constantly having to upgrade your computer. Like again, using Cam as an example, he has an awesome computer, and there for a while we were making regular trips to Micro Center because he wanted this thing because it, his ups his frame rate just a little bit, or his response time or his load time or this and that. Like, you can get so in depth in that you can fall down that rabbit hole very quickly and end up spending thousands of dollars. So I think PC gaming's great. I used to be huge into it. Like, when I before my current job, when I just had a factory job, I primarily played PC games. Like, I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 for, I can't remember how many years. I think I'm pushing somewhere in the 7-year range. I'm not 100% sure on that. But now that I have, a desk job and I'm at a computer all day, like, same thing as Devin, like, I don't necessarily want to play PC games anymore because I've been on a computer working all day. I want to go sit on my couch. I want to play my console. I just want to zone out and, like, not be reminded that I also sit here to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And games are optimized a lot of the time for these specific consoles. So I have no problem putting in my disc, updating my console, and that's it. That's all I have to do. Microsoft or Sony does the work for me. But I think our PC bill is going to run somewhere around like $2,500 to $2,800.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate enough to be able to put that money into the PC. I can't stress that enough.
Right. Absolutely.
But that's expensive versus I could buy, let's use the Xbox One X, which is really close to, or Xbox Series X, which is close to a PC for what, $500?
Yeah.
So where is console keeping up with PC, and why is one better than the other, I guess is my point.
Yeah.
I think the whole better thing is it just comes down to all the mods and all the fine details you can do. Like, again, you can buy this particular item for your PC. I'm not going to throw computer part names out because when it comes to the hardware, I'm very illiterate, but
they change it all the time.
Exactly. But, like, I can upgrade this, graphics card from this to that. And, like, realistically on paper, like, the difference is pretty minute, but, like, it helps the graphics just a little bit, just a little much. But, like,
right?
I just dropped another $500 to get just this little bit extra. And it's just,
that just gave me heartburn.
and it's I think it's really hard to keep up with PC gaming too, because they do put out, they're constantly coming out with new components and new parts and new pieces for your PC. And, like, if you're trying to stay up to date on everything like that, you're constantly replacing parts in your computer. That shit gets expensive and it's hard to keep up with. Whereas with your console, you just occasionally download a software update and you keep going.
And gaming is for everybody. If you can do that with a PC, do that. I do not have $2,800 to spec out a computer. I just don't. And I was really deciding today, like, do I need to get the disc version of a PlayStation 5 knowing I'm just going to play my PlayStation 4 games on it? And then I even went back further and, like, so I'm spending all this money on a new console to play older games. And that's what got me on the track to thinking about the Xbox Series S and, like, what's my value really? So, like, I'm in the weeds just figuring out from a console spectrum, like, what I can do and how much money it's going to cost and, like, what I'm going to do and all that other stuff. But, like, at the end of the day, it's all about gaming. If you can figure out a way to play the games that you want to play with the friends that you want to play them with. I know Bryar's going to be on PC. I now know that Bryar's going to be on PlayStation. I know that Jet's going to be on PlayStation. So I'm going to want to play on PlayStation. I don't want to go invest in another console where people aren't that I don't want to play with, because I want to play with the people that I can. So it's something for everybody. You just figure out what works for you and where your community is, and then just suit it.
If you've got the time and the funds to get really into PC gaming and that's your passion, by all means, go for it, man. Live your dreams, but don't shit on people because they play a console. And, like, I also am very super sick of the PC master race. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Congrats, man. Your computer can hack into the Pentagon. I'm super happy for you. Good luck with
You're
that,
not
though.
smart enough to do that. It's fine.
Yeah.
And you're going to just play Minecraft on it anyway.
Yeah.
Right. And
Hey,
to
man,
be
those
honest,
mod
the
texture
only
packs
mod
for
I would want a
Minecraft.
PC.
Go ahead.
Sorry, the only mod I'd want a PC for is so in Resident Evil 2, so I could be hunted by Thomas the Tank Engine. Let's be real.
I saw some screens of that. That shit was horrifying.
That is actually legitimately
It was
terrifying.
It's the only reason I want a PC right now.
But then, like, I saw, like, on The Witcher 3 on the PC version, like, they built so you can fast travel from anywhere. You can up-res the grass. You can up-res other stuff. So there's quality of life changes that you can do in a PC game that I would love to have on a PlayStation 4, but there's no mod support at all. And that's a me problem. If I wanted to change it, I can invest in a PC, but I'm just not going to. I just don't have the time.
Real quick.
And every gamer is different. Well, I love The Witcher 3. It's definitely in my top 10 favorite games of all time.
Yeah, man.
I pick it up on the PlayStation, and then I can jump and play it on Switch, and I still enjoy it. And I know it looks like garbage on the Switch, but I don't care.
So you playing the 4 and going to the Switch version, is it comparable at all?
No, I mean, no. It's not good, but I love me some Geralt.
All right, well, at least you're honest about it.
No, I'm still enjoying it. Like, the load screens are significantly longer. But I mean, the Switch is what it is. But I also love the Vita. I have this love for handheld consoles. But I think the Switch, for what it is a fantastic piece of hardware. And I just appreciate that they're giving me my games that I want on this piece of hardware.
Right on.
So I have a question, too, because we kind of briefly touched on it. The whole just the graphical difference even between the 5 and the 4, and then, PCs versus consoles. I mean, like, is that changing graphics really enough to make any of you, like, have to go out and buy it?
Not day one.
Because, like, I was looking at side by side the PS4 and PS5 Spider-Man, like the video we posted where it's showing that the video that was released showing the side by side difference. Like, I don't care. I don't care
it's less about graphics. I want my shit to run faster. Like, I'm sick of the load screen for The Witcher. I'm sick of the load screen for Avengers. I'm sick of the load screen for Spider-Man. Like, let's fucking go. Like, so Sammy, you were saying earlier, like, time is a resource. Time is a thing that is important to me. If I put my daughter down at 8:30, my son is a newborn, so he's not sleeping ever anyway. My evening is very important. So I only have so much time. I don't want to spend most of my gaming experience watching Captain America catch a shield, watching Kamala Khan have a hand grow big. Like, let's fucking go. And, like, to me, that's more important than graphics. That's more important than a huge catalog of games. Like, if I fire up a game, fire up the game. Like, let me go straight to the menu. Let me go straight to the game. Let's get cracking. And that just, I haven't seen really, other than Spider-Man, all that much test footage of what it's like for a game to run on a PlayStation 5, and that shit's starting to freak me out, because the less they say, the more worried I am that I'm not going to get the next gen upgrades that I really want to get this thing. Because graphics, the games look great now. The definitive edition of Mafia looks incredible. These games look amazing. I don't need you to make it look realistic. I don't give a shit. Games look awesome. I need the game to run faster, to look better, to be more responsive, to have the online community work, better, and not have as much networking issues. Like, that's the shit that I need, not as much graphics.
Yeah, like, I don't need
Go for it.
I was just gonna say, I don't need the perfect reflection in a puddle of water in Spider-Man. It's not gonna improve the quality of the game to me. I don't care about that. Make it run better, make it run harder, better, faster, stronger. And then the graphical upgrades can come later. I don't need those. I don't care about those. The games, like you said, Devin, already look great as is. Make them run better. Put your time into making this game run better and lessening or eliminating load screens versus making it so I can see every individual, piece of hair on Peter Parker's head. Like, I don't give a shit about that at all. Make it run better.
Yeah.
For me, the fidelity increase is nice because I play on a nice 4K TV. But you're right there. The load times and stuff like that, and the boot up speeds. I mean, Series X? They're saying Red Dead goes from 2.5 minutes to a little over a minute load time for Red Dead 2, which is astronomical for a cutoff. Like, it's insane. So that performance alone, like, outside of not having any launch titles, because I'm going to buy Spider-Man just to replay it so I have something on the PS5 to play. Other than that, I mean, I'm going to be buying Assassin's Creed and Cyberpunk on the Xbox just to get the upgrades, and that's my holiday season right there. So, like, the fidelity, they're cool. We're not going to see full advantage of these consoles for 2 years.
Which is a really good point. That's a really good point. So anything in development was in development for the 4 or the Xbox One, and now they're going to port that shit over. So you're going to get it for free because you're not getting true next gen yet. It's going to be until 2020, into 2021, and then mid 2022. Yeah, these are the games that were built for the next gen systems, and this is the shit that you've been waiting for. And that's, there's some big game. Not like Harry Potter or wherever the fuck he's coming from, Portkey, but like there's big capstone games I think we haven't really seen yet exactly what they're going to be doing and when they're going to be coming out, because they're still in early development, because it's probably this whole new sandbox that they're still figuring out.
Yeah, right. Who knows? Like you said, the Harry Potter game, Avowed, like whatever Bethesda's doing now for Microsoft.
Elder Scrolls 6, that'll be just a console exclusive for Xbox, and then we'll all just kill ourselves someplace.
I don't think so. I don't think Xbox is going to do that.
I hope not.
I don't think so. I think they're too smart. They need to make up money.
Starfield, though, that will be Xbox exclusive.
We'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, those, like, 2 years, let's take that 2 years down the road, see what the game of the year for Cyberpunk looks like. Let's see what ES6 looks like, Starfield looks like, and then we can look back at like the launch and go, okay, it was an okay launch, but holy shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to next gen, but I'm future-proofing myself in the sense of I'm excited for like the new Horizon game that's going to come out. I'm excited for Cyberpunk, absolutely. But as of right now, will I get it day one? Yes, I've already pre-ordered it. Are there games that I need day one? Absolutely not, because I have the Kingdom Hearts 3 PlayStation 4 Pro, and right now for the tech that's out there right now, that's fine. Loading screens, though, I'm not going to be impressed until we see Pillars of Eternity on it. It needs to be faster.
Right on.
Or Divinity Original Sin 2, that shit takes forever.
Well, and you, when Jet said about Red Dead, like Red Dead is probably my longest load time next to The Witcher.
Yep.
Witcher takes forever, Red Dead takes forever. Avengers takes a bit, but not anywhere near as much as Red Dead. So those things are really important to get that dialed in, and let's get back into gaming for sure.
How spoiled are we, though, that this is our biggest complaint in gaming right now, like our load screens?
For what we're paying for these things, for what we're paying for the games, for what we're paying for the online, PlayStation Plus, Xbox Live Gold, whatever you guys call it on the Xbox ecosystem.
Xbox Game Pass?
Yeah, they're getting rid of the Gold
Pass,
subscription and just changing it over to the Game Pass.
I think for what we're paying for everything to use these things, the ask to make your things run faster isn't insurmountable. You're giving us online communities. That's great. You're letting us have, you're putting microtransactions so you can make more out of us after we give you the cost of the game. Asking for us to play your game faster seems very reasonable, I think.
Yes and no, because I mean these games hit it, and I'm gonna bring a counterpoint because I completely agree with you. I really do. But we're gonna use The Witcher 3 because that's one of the games that we've talked about that we have in common. I dropped 300 plus hours in my first playthrough, not including the DLC. 300 plus hours. I only paid $60 for this game. So I mean, what I paid for the game versus how many hours I have in it, like when do we do cost versus time? Does that make sense?
So you're giving me a value proposition. I would argue that even now the entire Witcher collection is worth $100.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when it released. It doesn't matter when you release it again on a remastered version. Like for The Witcher 3, for Heart of Stone, for Blood and Wine, should be $100. And I think I don't care how long into the future that we go, there's so much value in that game. The only part that takes away from that experience is how fucking long I have to wait listening to a couple minutes of Dandelion tell me a weird sonnet about what happened last time I played, and then still an additional however long of me waiting for it to boot up.
Let me skip Dandelion's voice.
Yeah, if that's what's bogging me down, let's kill that out.
Like, I don't need that. Give me a quick paragraph real quick. I can read super fast.
It sounds like what Mark Cerny was talking about was that the way that they're building the PlayStation 5 is a way that game developers can use their assets over and over so they don't have to do so much with load times. And so what I'm hoping is that that's the reason why. So these games will run faster because I think that we do deserve that. Geralt is awesome. Don't make me wait for 5 minutes every time I load up the game to play as Geralt because like gamers don't have that long of an attention span. And if you go ahead.
So we know the tech's out there, though. Look what Ghost of Tsushima did. They had to slow the load times down so people could read the tips.
Really?
Yeah, it was that damn fast.
I haven't fucked with Ghost of Tsushima at all. I thought that game was... I've been hearing nothing but like good things about how technical it was and how how much stuff is in that game. So I was expecting really long load times for that one as well. So, but you're saying there's no load times at all?
It's seconds. Like so, how like you die on a Witch or something like that. You grab your phone while it's loading up.
Yeah.
You literally grab your phone. By the time you have your passcode in, you already booted up and goes.
Huh. Yeah. How big are the worlds that you're going into?
It's massive.
So the tech's there.
Yeah, the tech's there. They basically
all our arguments just got thrown out the window.
How Insomniac did that, or not Insomniac.
Do I need to Google? Google
it's the guys that did
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch, yeah.
I love that movie. Oh, sorry, bro.
How they did it is they preloaded like 90% of the data back behind you while you were playing. That way, when you died, it was right there.
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so you literally, like, you die and like, all right, cool. All right, I'm back.
So I mean, so the tech's there. That's what I want. If you're gonna give me a console with no games for it, then you better have solved the problem of load times. And maybe that's why we can't take our saves over, because everything on these new systems is built differently, runs differently, and it just won't understand whatever old antiquated save files we have, because it's got this new save structure that's working so much better. I don't know. We'll see.
You know what I'd like to see too is something that the PSP and the Xbox One do. It's when I use Assassin's Creed, for instance. Whenever I'm playing Assassin's Creed on my Xbox, when I shut my system off, if I come back to it within like a day or two and turn it on, it just picks up from that exact same spot. Like it still takes me to the Xbox home screen, but as soon as I choose Assassin's Creed, it's immediately right to that same spot. I just keep playing from where I left off. I don't have to go back to like the main menu of the game and reload and do all that bullshit. It's just like you jump in and you keep going. Granted, it only works, it only holds that for so long, and it's also because I keep my Xbox in the like
rest
the
position,
like the always on thing.
Oh, you brave.
But like outside of like a couple days, it'll close it out, and then I have to go through it. But like it'd be cool to see more consoles really get into that. That would also help with your load times too.
That's why I'm excited for the rapid switch for Xbox Series X.
What's that do for?
So you can, I think they set up to 5 games. So I'm playing State of Decay. I boot in. I start playing Gears. I want to go back to State of Decay. Instantly will take me back.
Oh, sick. That's
So
right
it's
to
like
where I'm at.
tabs open on a computer?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, okay.
Neat.
Is it only on the Series X, or would that be on the Series S as well?
I'm sure it'll probably be on the S too.
Cool. That's good.
Maybe not as many open as once, but
I still
I mean, I would hope so. It's there.
I'm gonna get the Xbox because I mean Xbox. Even though I play PlayStation more, Xbox still is my series, is my brand. But I can't justify the Series X when like I have no one to play online with, and I'm only doing it for a handful of games.
Which is fair.
I think I only boot up my Xbox for co-op games with him specifically now because I don't play online. I can't. It's terrible.
Which is unfortunate. Yeah.
Pretty much only use my Xbox for Halo and Gears, and then I started playing Assassin's Creed is my favorite series. I have all the games. I have so many collectibles. It's stupid, but I'm still gonna get Valhalla on Xbox just because I'm not gonna switch consoles. God damn it, this pop filter! I'm not gonna switch consoles now. I'm gonna keep going there, but.
I've never beat a Gears of War. I've never played a Gears of War. I've never played Halo, and I've never beat Assassin's Creed.
That's why I want them to give Game Pass to the PlayStation 5 or 4 so I can play the Halo games. I can play Gears. I can play, Rise Under Rome.
It's
like,
a Microsoft
I'm all for supporting the Microsoft games. I know, but like, let Sony get a piece, let Microsoft get a piece. Like, I'll give you my money. I just don't want your whole fucking console to do it, Like, that's me
it's so
being
integrated
cheap.
too into like it's a Microsoft thing, so it's so integrated into the Xbox and the PC combo. I don't see them ever.
They're smart. They'll figure it out. I don't
They're
care
not
about
going
that.
to
That's
shoehorn a
PC. Get
PS4
Ultimate
in
on your
there.
PC.
It's
oh yeah, that's
worth
right.
it.
You can do it on your PC. I probably could run it. I just
To be fair, I've told him he can get the Game Pass on his PC like a million times. He
I
just
played
refuses to.
Wasteland 3 on my tablet the other day.
do you
At work.
like sync it with a controller?
Yep. Bluetooth
Nice.
it up to the controller. I played Halo 3 in the early alpha online.
Mostly as long as I
nice.
don't have to use my mouse and keyboard. That's all I care
Ugh.
about. Just let me use a
That's
controller.
the worst.
I don't like. I know people are all about it when they are, but I wasn't raised that way. I was raised better. I was raised properly.
I went to public school. My brain can't do that.
Maybe that's my problem too. I went to a state college, nothing fancy like Harvard. So we'll see.
There we go. That's our problem. Damn education.
I don't know, man. Counterpoint. I think there are certain games you have to use your mouse and keyboard.
Okay, I think we've been on
Game.
in-person gamer toxicity for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's my. But no, that wraps it up for me though.
Okay, cool.